All right. Pep Talk, Pro Beez, Lockdown. Remember, subscribe to Pep Talk. And I'm delighted to be joined by a man that shifts between cruiserweight and heavyweight sometimes. Last time I saw him, he was cruiserweight size. During quarantine, I don't know if he's gone back to heavy, man. How you doing, Mr. Tom Little? How are you?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think I've put a bit of weight on, but I'm working on a few attributes that I don't usually work on while in the gym, like strengthening up weight based circuits and everything. Got my old boxing bag in the back there. What I hang up and put back in my car after I'm done with it. So yeah, just doing anything I can to stay sane and stay safe. To be fair.
I thought you were going to take up karate again, Kung Fu.
Why, yeah. No, do you know what it is? It's literally, I'm doing anything and anything just to keep my mind occupied. I'm one of them people. I've always, I've got an overactive mind. Do you know what I mean? So the other half's paying the price for that, like jokes and stuff. I think she's getting a bit annoyed with me now. I think so. But I'm one of the people I've got to entertain myself, because otherwise I'll go off my head. Luckily, I live in the same house as a 2-year-old who's on the same mental age length as me. So
That's crazy, man. You know what? Obviously, for fighters right now, and for most people in this country, you don't work, you don't get paid. I mean, for a fighter, how's it been? Obviously, we don't know when this whole COVID-19 thing's going to end.
yeah.
In terms of fights coming up, mentally, how's it been?
Do you know what? Lucky enough for me, like my partner got quite a successful business and everything. So like on that front, hopefully we should be okay. Ladies, if you're ever in Hatfield, look up runway number 1. Come get your hair done. Obviously not while on quarantine, but no, it's just been. But I can see where I've even noticed with her, like the massive worry and stuff. It's troubling times, very very troubling times. I just hope that it blows over sooner rather than later, because there's a lot of people that can't afford to sit around for that long. You know what I mean? And I don't think the government got enough money to support everybody.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you're in a fortunate position because of your missus, but I'm just thinking about fighters that they need to fight. The guys on the small hall shows, York Hall on a bi-weekly basis, etc., that need to bring the income in. I'm just trying to imagine how they feel. It's crazy.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, I don't even know if any government funding or granting I go to them. But, yeah, I mean that's a troubling thing. Like, it's a worrying outcome when you look at it like that. I think there's going to be a massive knock-on effect with everything, like people's mental health, everything. Like this, we're not meant to be closed in like this. Do you know what I mean? Human beings are very social thing, and I think a lot of things other than financially are going to suffer because of this whole circumstance. I just really really do hope that everybody like comes through it relatively okay and financially intact, and everything is. I just don't like. I hope people don't lose their careers because of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, so some people that might just think, oh, do you know what? Fuck the boxing. It never helped me while I couldn't do anything. You know what I mean? If I had a normal job, I would have been paid by the government and everything. So it's just worrying. Very 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 worrying. I think could you lose some bright lights in boxing because of all this.
Well, you know what? Let's try and uplift the mood, because I feel like, as well as myself, you, many other people out there, we want to kind of take our mind off things and we want something to laugh about. We want to talk boxing. I
Yeah,
know. I know pre-pandemic you were talking about Dave Allen, and I was
yeah,
looking forward to that showdown potentially.
yeah. Do you know what? I think Dave's been on his Instagram. People, and this is what tells you it's a good fight. People are asking for that fight. You know what I mean? Like people are asking for it. But in Dave's defence, which is very rarely I defend someone that I want to fight. I'm not the biggest payday there for him. Yeah, at this moment. And that's at what point of his career and what road he wants to go down. He wants the big money fights. He don't know how long he's got left in boxing, which is understandable. Me, myself, I've set myself a target to win a British title. That's what target I've set myself. Like, I think it's very easy for everyone to look up and say, I've not had the best last 4 runouts, but I've been at top draw level, like lads what are gonna go on and do massive things in world boxing. At domestic level, I really don't think there's anyone there that I couldn't beat. I'm not saying I could run away with it. I'm just saying I believe that I've got the beating of anyone at domestic level. But Dave's just a very strange character, isn't he? So, like, me and him had a little DM, and he has promised me, he gave him his word that before his career's done, me and him will have a fight. So, whether that's in a boxing ring or both of us meet up somewhere, chuck 30 bags down a piece, and just swing out through takes the lot. I don't know. But Saint will go down with me and Mr. Allen.
Yeah, maybe on a gypsy site one day, maybe.
Yeah, listen, look, we're here now. I'm here on the site. There's a nice blank square down there. Me and him could get out there, touch hands, smick, smack, bing, bang, straight into it.
What about, obviously, you talked about, you've been in there with guys, good guys at British level. Daniel Dubois, I know months ago, you felt like if it weren't for that injury, you could have really given a better account, and you could really, do some good things against Daniel Dubois. Do you still feel that way?
Yeah, listen, the thing is, with everyone that I've been in with, like Daniel Dubois, Filip Hrgovic, Mo Majidov, all of them guys, David Price, I was winning rounds against David Price. That was a 50-50 fight. I think that was a couple of piece going into the round that where Kieran McCann stopped it very prematurely. And then, like with Filip Hrgovic, I was turning the fight around. The reason I got caught with that shot is I hurt him and I went after him and I just ran onto a big shot. Which, listen, that's heavyweight boxing, but I was well in the fight. Listen, I just got caught with a shot from Majidov that I couldn't recover from. And Daniel Dubois, that was, considering I was on one hand, like I've showed you me and personally what happened to it. Considering I was on one hand from the end of the first round, I think I done very, very well. But just doing well, making a good account of yourself, that ain't enough for me. And you can't keep going in hard fight after hard fight after hard fight, coming on off the wrong end, and expecting it. Like, boxing's a sport of momentum, and I want to operate at a more modest level. I'm not saying I wouldn't fight these guys again. Of course I would. Like, that's what I'm in this for. And the one thing I can go out of boxing and say, when I'm done, I genuinely did know my level, because I fought whoever was there to fight, and I boxed whoever was the best coming up, the best coming through, and I went in. I didn't go to survive. I didn't go to ever look for the canvas for a way out. I went and every time I fight, I put my heart and soul on the line, and that's it. I give the 100% best account of myself that I am able, injured or not injured. I'm willing to die if needs be, and that's something not to be taken lightly, because people that do happen to people. So like, it, it's just unfortunate that I've not been looked after, have I? I've not been promoted. I've not been pushed. I've not been manoeuvred. Every big fight I've ever had, I've got myself. Went out and got it myself. I went and took fights there on short notice, on crazy terms, and just to fight. I've got 3 young kids. See what I mean? I ain't gonna. I'd rather be up against it and be earning money than fighting on a. There's nothing against people's fighting on small shows, because my next fight will be on a small show, but earning hardly anything just for the sake of getting a win. But unfortunately, you need them little wins sometimes to warrant you getting another big fight. Boxing's a very political. It's a very political sport, boxing.
Yeah. Definitely. Do you feel like a lot of people said out there that Daniel Dubois, you know, as good as he looks, that his record so far, you know, some of the guys he's fought is questionable. Like
A lot of the
obviously he
guys
beat
fought.
Kishimoto in his last fight, but in the build up to the Joyce fight, people, you know, saying it's a bit questionable.
Yeah, like well, you have a look at Joe's resume and his resume. They're completely polar opposites. I think between me and Nathan Gorman, we're the only 2 real live opponents he's had. I don't mean the one, the African guy that he fought before Majidao.
Latte, African Steak, his name was African
Yeah,
Steak Latte. Yeah.
I watched him fighting in a shed on a Facebook Live video. Right, this full on fight, like this went
Okay.
on BoxRec, was in a shed against somebody that I'd have a bet never seen a boxing glove in his life. Never mind, like, and you're like, I think things like that are dangerous, because Daniel's a very capable man. Like, he's not a boy anymore; he's a man, right? And it's like, would you advise me to go and hit a normal man on the street who's never boxed before, don't know how to take a punch? Because that's fucking dangerous. Like, that's dangerous. And these men could get really badly hurt. I'm laughing at it, but it ain't funny. Do you know what I mean? Like, they get really badly hurt. And I'm not gonna lie, Daniel punches like a fucking mule. Like,
Okay. The power's real.
yeah, no, like, he punches hard. Listen, his jab's more devastating than his right hand.
We saw that
Yeah,
against Nathan Gorman when he floored Nathan Gorman with the jab.
yeah.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
jab is like, no word of a lie, but I knew this beforehand. I've done rounds with it with Daniel. It's like a tarmac punt hitting you in the face every time. Yeah. And this is what I was saying about him and Joe Joyce. Joe got to take his jab away, and I think the fight to beat if I boxed Daniel Dubois today, I would not stand at his arm's length like I did. You can't do it. Can't do it. He don't carry the same. He's still strong, but he don't carry the same power in close fighting short. So every
It's
time I
an
watch
inside
Joe,
game.
yeah, you got to get to him inside, and I think Joe Joyce brings that pressure, because I've done a lot of rounds with Joe as well. Like, it is genuinely a 50-50 fight. It's like you can give a good case either way. And that's the brilliant thing about boxing at the minute. There's so many good fights, and they're actually happening. You know what I mean? So you got to commend everybody. Well done for fucking at least stepping up. Me, I'm swearing like a trooper. Every effing and jeffing all over again. No, it's just one of them where you just. I think Daniel will at least fight for a world title, but whether he's the real deal or not, there's Nell is the, like, if he would have been coming up maybe 5, 6 years ago, like undoubtedly. But at the minute, with everybody else that's coming up as well, it's probably the hardest time for him to ever win a world title. Like you've got so many good, fresh, young heavyweights coming up. Like I'd mentioned, the Ergoviches and like the Dylan White ain't going nowhere. Do you know what I mean? And like it's just he's probably picked the wrong time to be coming through. Do you know what I mean? So
But you think you think that's part of the wider plan to give him the guys the learning fights until the crop kind of gets a bit older. The crop ahead of him gets a bit older and a bit weaker, a little bit more fragile.
Yeah, but listen, there ain't one of them there at the minute that'll beat Tyson Fury. Not at all. But so they're waiting on him retiring for starters, and I think the best chance they got is hoping if he beats Joshua, if Tyson beats Joshua and retires, the belts will get fragmented. Yeah, so they'll go all over the place, and then they can all pick over a belt up here, there, and everywhere until they get a big massive unification. That's the way I think they're looking at it. If I was looking after someone, that's what I'd say. I'd say, listen, let's bank on him beating Anthony Joshua and retiring, and then one of you will get the call to fight for a vacant belt. You know what I mean? So because none of them are ready. I think the closest one at the minute to being ready is Filip Ergovic for a world title fight. He's had good fights at good level as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he's still dealing with them guys properly. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I think at the minute, the most forward one at a lot of them is Ergovic.
So you mentioned Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Now, I read somewhere that Amir Khan said that it would be an easy fight for Tyson Fury if he fought Joshua. Are you of the same opinion?
Listen, I don't think no fight at that fight is an easy fight. I don't think no fight at that level is an easy fight. I like Josh. I'm good friends with Tyson. But look, I'm privileged as a Brit to be able to sit here and even have this conversation. Do you know what I mean? But I've never stood in front of a man like Tyson Fury. Like, unbelievable skill set, can punch, and I just think he's got too many strings to his bow for Joshua. I think Joshua's not one-dimensional, but too one-dimensional for someone like Tyler. Obviously, he's got a puncher's chance, but I just don't see him closing the gap. I think Tyson's reactions are faster than Joshua's feet. So, and your feet will have to be lightning fast to get you in and plant fast enough to let a big shot go on Tyson. Do you know what I mean? And like the height attributes, everything that goes with it. So it's just I got to back Tyson on that fight. I just think it's one of them where you got to look. You're as good as your last performance, and I think both of them had a very good performance last time out. But I think by far Tyson's was the more impressive. So I think. But do you know what? After all said and done, I'd like to see poor Dylan White get his fucking title shot.
Yeah.
Rather than talking about these fights and whatever, like, just do what's right. Let the man fight for his, like I'm saying, win, lose or draw. At least let him chuck his hand in. You know what I mean? And fight for it. I think he's got to be the best fighter ever not to fight for a world title. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I believe he'll get his title shot. It will happen. Yeah. I mean, look, the power of control at the moment is in Great Britain with all the belts over here. So I think it will happen at some stage.
Yeah, but this is my point. It's also, it looks sometimes like they don't want him to fight for a world title. Like it's like they don't want him to, like, because not whether they're scared of him winning or whatever. But I don't know what it is, if I'm honest. But it's like they'll keep putting real good opposition against him, and it's like in a hope that he gets beat. So what's saying? But then he got to a point where they couldn't deny him, and they come up with them stupid allegations. Like, I don't know. I just feel real bad for Dill. You know what I mean? I feel real bad for him because he's a good athlete. Like, he lives his life proper. Like, I've spent quite a bit of time around him, and like, he works hard. He takes his job very seriously, and I think it's only right the boy should reap his rewards for it. You know what I mean? There's only so much getting paid can do for you, but it comes a point when you want to look at legacy. You want to. He obviously sit there thinking, I want to know if I can be world champion or not. I've paid my dues now. Do you know what I mean?
All right, Tom. Well, just lastly to conclude, I mean, what's the state of mind with Billy Joe? I know you was gonna expect me to ask you that question. Obviously, you two being friends. First and foremost, Billy. Look, from what I've been in contact with in terms of Billy, I think he's cool. You know what I mean? I think he's very much like a people's person. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of humor to what he does and stuff like that. What's his state of mind overall?
Listen, Billy Joe. He even if something is bothering him, he wouldn't be the man to ring me and say, "Oh, Tom, this is really pissing me off." Like, he's not like me. I'm one of them. I'll be like, anyone I talk to, if something's getting on my nerves, they've got to know about it. But I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, it's an upsetting. Right, listen, Billy. I'll say first, most and foremost, Billy Joe don't help himself. Right, he don't help himself. But he's a comedian. He's just one of them cantankerous people. It's a tongue-in-cheek thing. It's been blown right out of proportion. I think he's got said at the wrong time. It's not funny, and it shouldn't. Like, there probably is poor ladies suffering. But I can categorically tell you, Billy Joe wouldn't condone anything like that, and I wouldn't want to be the man to hit a woman in front of him. Do you know what I mean? But what makes me laugh with the whole situation, right? Billy Joe's been suspended, right? Even though we're all suspended at the minute, right? But yet, you don't hear nothing about Martin Bacoli putting child porn on Twitter. You don't hear nothing about that. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just because Billy Joe's a target. Do you know what I mean? Billy Joe's high profile. He's a target. So it's like, why would you go and just grab hold of a man and just like try and drag him down further? Right? It's that comedians say stupid shit all the time, like rip into poor Harvey Price, like say the most disgusting things, but they don't get in trouble. People laugh at it, right? Do you know what I mean? It's just one of them things. It's like they can't. People very tender, and they just wanted something to grab hold of. And Billy Joe was one of them people that you can do 100 nice things. You can go and help whoever you want to help for the right reasons, but everyone's always waiting for that one thing where you do something wrong, so they can just scrutinise you for it. And that's sad. That's sad. That's a sad way to be. But it's upsetting that the board have even took it to that length, but there's other things going unpunished. You know what I mean? Like, make your mind up. Either rule with an iron fist or don't. Do you know what I mean? Like, what's good for one is good for all. And I'm pretty sure posting child porn is fucking worse than. But mind you, I don't know if Martin Bacoli got a British license. Has he? Don't know. That might be a point there. I might have just unvalidated my whole argument myself. You see what I'm saying, though? You see?
No. Do you feel like it's like some form of like targeting of the gypsies, man, the gypsy communities? Because you see Billy Joe's situation, you see Tyson Fury with the farmer. The farmer's come out after his most impressive win out in Vegas. Jose Burton wasn't really getting the big fights. You know what I'm saying? He's a dangerous fighter. He's a good fighter, dangerous fighter. You feel like there's some sort of, I don't know, discrimination of the gypsy fighters, travelers.
Look, that'd probably be the easiest thing to say, right? That probably would be the easiest thing to say. But do you know what? I like to believe that we don't live in times like that, right? And I get called all sorts of nasty things, dirty, pikey, this, like stinky jippo, but listen, it's all like I just think so. Fuck off, you fucking melt. But it's just what, like, that'd be the easiest way to go down. Oh, it's racial. You know what I mean? But I don't. Do you know what? I really want to think that we're not in times like that anymore. Like, a good fighter's a good fighter, a good person's a good person, and a piece of shit is a piece of shit. No matter where you come from, no matter what colour your skin is, no matter what we're saying, like, a good man's a good man, and a bad one's a bad one. And I think we can all categorically say that Billy Joe ain't a bad person. Do you know what I mean? He ain't a bad person. And this is what does me. People don't see when someone's doing good, because when someone's genuinely doing something good with a good heart, they're not putting a camera in someone's face. Oh, look what I'm doing. Because they're doing it for the right reasons. They're just doing it to help someone. So people don't ever get really recognised for doing that. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of double standards there when it comes, which do point out to it being like, I was because of where he is. Because you see people do crazy stuff all the time. Well, not do crazy stuff all the time, but you see people do stuff, and they don't get penalised half as much. But like I said, Billy Joe don't help his cause. Right, if that's the case, and you know, and you think something's like that, then you don't give anybody anything to take away from you.
Do you know what? I've got an idea. This is probably a bit of advice to Billy, right? Let's get Tom Little to manage Billy Joe's social media. How about that?
Fucking he'll be banned in a month. No, do you know what it is?
Oh man.
Do you know what it is? Like, it's just one of the, like, but you know what I'm saying? If I feel like everyone's against me because of what I am, that, me personally, that'll make me lead by example and not give anybody any reason to hate on me for what I am or for what I'm saying. You want to hate on me, you hate on me because of your own bigoted views. Don't hate on me. I wouldn't give them no fuel to hate on me. Do you know what I'm saying? Other than success. So that's that really, like, I don't know. Like, just, it comes to something when people will be taking the voice off me, because that's when they know they're in trouble.
Just to finish, before we go, you know that whole Tyson Fury glove thing? Obviously, the whole Corona thing is taking over that. But you know that story was out there about this glove thing. A lot of outlets I saw online were talking about this glove thing. What was your say on the whole thing? Anyway,
mate, like, the Americans have got to be the worst losers I've ever seen, ever. Like, there's no worse a loser than an American, because his suit was too heavy, right? His suit was too heavy, and now his gloves weren't in the glove properly. I can tell you now, right? Look, that's the width of my hand, right? My hand would not close, right? My hand would not close in the wrist part of a glove. It wouldn't do it. Like, it would bulge out. It would notice. It'd be hideous. Do you know what I mean? So it wouldn't happen. I can tell you firsthand, Tyson's got a lot bigger hands than I have, right? And when my hands are wrapped up, right? I have to Vaseline my gloves to get them to slip into the glove. They don't just slot in like they were made to measure. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is, it's for one impossible, and two, the fight. If he did punch like that, the fight wouldn't have went past 2 rounds for starters. Because if he hit a man with no glove, with no padding on, it'd break every bone in Deontay Wilder's face, and probably break every bone in his hand along with it. You know what I mean? So like, it's impossible. Because you wouldn't be punching somebody with a ethical, like a fist where you can push through and it's just going through and it's just bone on bone. You've got something in the way which going to make your hand bend awkward. Like, it don't make zero sense. You're hindering yourself more than. Have you ever put a glove on that's not comfortable, but your hand's right in the glove? Like you just like.
I can see the point of what you're saying. Because when you put on gloves, if you try and basically lower your fist to come down to the top of the glove, it'd be so uncomfortable. Let alone going into a fight. I see that point.
Yeah, it's just like, listen, Tyson's a lot of things. He ain't a cheater. That is one thing I can say. The man is that good. He definitely don't need to cheat. Definitely don't. But listen, let them grab hold of whatever they want to grab hold of to give themselves that security. I'll tell you what I'll do with you. I'd bet.
You got gloves in the back. You got gloves in the back, right? You got gloves in the back of your car.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can demonstrate with a glove then.
Oh yeah. Right, I've got a glove right here as it goes.
All right, no worries. We can demonstrate with a glove.
Right, look. This here don't open up half as much, yeah?
You have to shift it a bit to your right.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. That's right, yeah.
Don't open up half as much, right? Look how wide my hand is, right? If I put that there, right, there, right, my hands there where they thought it was gonna be, yeah? Right? Yeah? Right, that's where they thought he had his hand there, yeah, right? Now, right, 1 second, I've just dropped the phone.
That's all right, mate.
Right. Let me tighten the glove up. Watch this here. Right, can you see how bulbous and bulged out that looks? Can you see how bulbous and bulged out that looks? So you're telling me that wouldn't also? And look, these gloves don't even bend because they're padded around there. But watch. If I throw a shot with an open hand, look.
All right.
Yeah. Look, my hand's right down in it. Look, my hand. Look, there's the palm of my hand there. Yeah, my hand's right in it now. But if I flick a shot out, I can flick my wrist. Like, look. Do you know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
But if I put my hand there, right, and close my fist, that glove won't go half as far. It won't, because my knuckle's there and it's stopping the glove from going back. So the essence of what their arguments is these gloves flicking back. If his hand was like that, the glove wouldn't go back. It wouldn't be allowed to because your knuckle's up there stopping it from going back.
Wow. You had Tom Little, man. Tom Little's, he's giving an explanation, man. What's Tyson said on that? Before we go, what did he say on that whole thing?
I don't think he's even dignified it with an answer, which I don't blame him. Like, just eat your soup and fucking take your loss, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, but listen, that there is I'll tell you what I'll do with you. And anybody want to say, man, like, I would bet I'd have a £10,000 bet with anybody. So Tyson could wear 18-ounce gloves, and Wilder wear 10-ounce gloves and he'd still beat him.
Wow. Hey, Tom, it's been a pleasure. I think we could go on for hours, man. We could go for hours,
but it's always a pleasure talking to you. I lose complete track of time every time me and you talk.
But you know what? We're gonna get over this pandemic, and when we do, Turkish restaurant, nice platter, right after a hard bit of training. What do you say?
Yeah, boy.
Yeah?
All right, mate.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Tom,
100%, my brother.
thanks for your time, mate.
God bless you.
Thank you.
See you later on. Stay safe, mate. See you
Pep talk. Right. Thank you.
Bye-bye, mate.